Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. My name is Michael Novello, and in this video tutorial I want to show you how this picture was made. I show you the studio setup and how this picture was done and how it was lit by speed lights. But at first let's talk about some other pictures I have taken out of the web. I've cleaned up the labels because I don't want to get in trouble. In this picture you see a really diffuse reflection on this side. The rest is dark. Then you can see a registration number here. It's not good for the image, for the product. It's disturbing. You can move this, you can rotate this caps here. I rotated this as well. These are not so straight on the bottle that you can't move them. So rotate them a little bit and the problem is solved. The other problem, a much bigger problem, is that this bottle isn't clean. You have some dirt here. Here are some dust spots, and on the bottom are some dust spots as well. And I don't think you can see it on the video. Here are two fingerprints. Before you take a picture of an object, please clean it up. Clean it up like hell. Use some tissues or some other stuff to clean it up. I have learned it the hard way. I have a little dog, a Jack Russell Terrier. He's short-haired, and these hairs are everywhere. They are everywhere in my house, in my studio, everywhere. Even if I clean all up, my dog walks through the studio and there are hairs again. And I can't say to him, don't go in the studio. He's like a shadow. He walks the whole day behind me. If I move, he walks with me. So if I'm let him not in the studio, he stands on the door and he's crying. So I have to clean the things up. While ago, a few years ago, when I have begun with product photography, I had done some pictures and I changed the studio setup, and I had imported them into Photoshop, and I zoomed in and I have seen hair everywhere, and I learned it really the hard way. I have taken some pictures several times, and now the first thing I do, I clean them up. I clean it once, I clean it twice, until it's really clean. Because if you clean it before the shot, you don't have to work then in Photoshop a lot. So my picture, as you can see on the left, it's straight out of the camera. There's not much Photoshop work in that. So let's look at the next picture. This picture is, I think, out of the hell of reflections. It's so bad it hurts in the eyes. You can see even the guy who has taken the picture. Here on the button is a little bit of green and the rest looks like metal. That's an absolute no-go. Don't do that. Don't overdo reflections. On this picture, you have too much light on this side, and this side is too dark. You have a diffuse reflection, and even the floor reflects into the bottle, and it becomes gray, the bottle here and here, and the light is eating up the contour. And here you have a really interesting embossed letters, and this is a really interesting detail, and you have to care about details on your shot. Look at your objects and look at them and find out which perspective is interesting, which detail is important. On a bottle of wine, the label is important. It's important that you can see the bottle is made out of glass, and it has to be the focus of the image. The image composing has to focus on the bottle, not on other stuff on the picture. If you have some grapes or some grape foliage on the picture, always take your main object as focus object. I don't mean the camera focus. For sure, the camera focus has to be on the bottle as well, but I'm talking about the composing. So be aware of details. Okay, now let's talk about my picture. I will show you the studio setup, and I will explain every detail here. At first, let's have a look at this little speedlight. This speedlight is responsible for the lighting of the label and of these reflections here. Because this is a really dark glass, and it has it's a cylindric object, and you have to set some reflections on that, because if you don't set reflections here, it looks like a black silhouette, and the 3D of the bottle is gone. So if you set here some highlights, it looks like a cylindric shape, not like a silhouette. Okay, this guy here is responsible for this here, for these reflections and for the label. And these two guys here, this speedlight and this one, are big studio speedlights with a really low settings. The settings are really low. It's 1000 watt per second studio light, but it's set to, I think, 100 watt per seconds. So with a really low settings, they produce these beautiful reflections here. To get these reflections like this, you don't have to put them straight against the bottle. You have to move them a little bit in the back. Okay, I explained this to you. Here you have the camera. Here is the bottle. And these two big speedlights are here, because it's a cylindric shape, and the cylindric shape is bending the reflections to the front. So if you move them, if you have them here, this part will be gray, like in this sample here. Okay, these two panels here are made out of styrofoam, and they are black painted, and they prevent that the light out of these two speed lights are spilling on the background. To lit up the background, I have here in the back, I have a little speed light which produce this vignette here. Produce this vignette. And because it's a gray background, a gray background has the ability to fall into that color which is coming out of the flash, out of the speedlight. So if you use a blue light, it becomes blue. If you use a white light, it becomes white. Red becomes red, and so on. And it's a beautiful gradient. It produces a little bit of a vignette, and that's is cool for the image composing. It leads the view of the customer to the bottle and not away from it. So it's really important to lead the view of the customer. That's an important thing in the product photography. Okay. At last, the camera settings. The camera settings. It's 1/60 of a second, I think, and yeah, it's 1/60 of a second, and with an f-stop of 10. And I used a 90mm lens from Tamron with an, I think, f-stop 2.8. So I think it's a real cool looking picture. For sure, you can work on it a little bit more. I think I take this picture again because it has one error, and this is here. The reflection on the left side is spilling a little bit too much into the label. And I think after I finish this tutorial, I think I take this picture again. So that's it. I hope I told you a little bit something you haven't known, or a technique which is useful for you. So thank you for watching, and if you like this tutorial, please like it on the button of the video and subscribe my channel. We will see us next time, and I think I do some more of this setup tutorials in the next few weeks. And yeah, that's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.